On yesterday's broadcast, on one of them, I can't remember which one it was, but I told you that, what we have to do is we have to make those first steps, and we have to come. We have to be willing to come tonight. He ain't going to make us by force. He's not going to pull us by the ear. But he wants us to willingly come. And you don't worry about getting yourself right before you get there. You get there in the drunken state you're in, in the drug addicted state you're in the addicted state you're in, whatever your addictions may be, in your sinful natures that you're in, and come and get forgiveness, and God will clean you up. God will take those addictions. God will take those sinful things. God will take you and make you and mold you into what He would have you to be tonight. But you make that first step. You come as an invitation to being given, and let God clean you up. And God will change you, because we'll become new creatures in Christ. All things pass away, all things become new. May I tell you a story? In our community there lives a man who is a very accomplished craftsman and artist. So much that Martin Guitars offered him a job in Nazareth. He is one of only 2 people who work in their custom shop where the guitars are entirely made by hand. These guitars are made to order for the musicians and often cost upward of $20,000. While working for Martin, the craftsman named Tracy made up custom guitars for the most famous musicians in the world. However, after a number of years and 3 children, Tracy and his wife decided to leave Martin and return to the North Country to raise their kids. His last day at Martin was memorable. Mr. Chris Martin, the 6th generation of Martins to run the company, made a very special day with many gifts, and even an offer to continue working for the company while living in the North Country. An offer Tracy accepted, but one gift in particular stood out. As I said, there were so many professional musicians that Tracy had done work for. Some are, of course, frequent customers. These musicians would have Tracy customize a handmade guitar that would play it at a charity fundraiser and auction it off for charity, etc. One musician in particular liked to use Tracy for work like this. He also happens to be one of the greatest guitar players, Eric Clapton. This story is about one of the guitars made for Mr. Clapton. It is one of 4 used as prototypes that Mr. Clapton calibrated on. These 4 guitars were custom made. Tracy would work for them. Mr. Clapton would play them, make recommendations, and then send them back for alterations. One of these 4 recently sold at an auction for $42,000. One of these 4, one stood out because Tracy hand printed and hand painted it and engraved special markings on it. It is very elegant. The fine hand painting is identical on both sides and is a prized jewel for the 4 prototypes. Well, on Tracy's last day, Mr. Martin brought out a guitar case. Tracy did not know what was inside, but when he opened it, he found this guitar. Mr. Clapton gave it to him for a parting gift. What better way for Mr. Clapton and Mr. Martin to say thank you to Tracy than to return with this incredible piece of work of the craftsmanship who made it. It looks like any other guitar. In fact, as you can probably tell, rode hard and put up wet. It was rode hard and put up wet. It has been played a lot, and that might make us think it is even less impressive. That is, until you look close. See the detailed engraving work and the artwork. Know its history and hear it played. Couple that with the infinity that both the owner and the craftsmanship had for the guitar, and you begin to understand why it's worth so much money. Giving this guitar back to the one who made it was Mr. Clapton's way of saying thank you. That's my invitation for you today, to give yourself back to God. Again, Jesus invites you to come. What else are you going to bring? Like this guitar, you may feel like you have been rode hard and put up with. To most people, even yourself, you may not look all that special or valuable. But you are to God. You're precious tonight. And you're more precious than gold. You are His magnum opus, His greatest work. What you have to offer makes Mr. Clapton's gift look cheap and insufficient. God is inviting you to come today.